What is happening, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man.
Yeah, good, fantastic. How are you holding out in this craziness in the quarantine, man?
Oh, it's tough without the gym, but I've still been training. I've still been training in the garden and going for runs, and still been training twice a day. So it's just business as usual. You know what I mean?
Nice one, nice one. Sorry, just check one more thing. Yeah, it's an interesting scenario, especially when training is part of your how you make a living. So you got to keep going, I guess, and just find a way.
I mean, I was meant to fight, weren't I? I was supposed to be fighting. I think it's next week now. The fight got cancelled 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's
Today,
tough. It's
2 weeks ago, it
so so
pissed me off, man.
so you're quite deep into camp after being a little bit inactive for a while. Well,
Yeah,
since
I
EFC.
was I was 6 weeks in into the camp, and you know they'd shut everything down here in the UK. They'd shut all the gyms, all like the restaurants, all the theatre and all that. They'd shut everything, but I was still carrying on training. Um, and then it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. The country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got a call off Ian Dean, who's the matchmaker of Cage Warriors, and he was just like, "Listen, we can't make this show work." I was hoping that they could do because of they made the last one work. The one what Hignett was on.
Yeah. Because
Made that one work, didn't they?
that one was kind of behind closed doors, similar to what the UFC did, eh?
Yeah, and I was hoping that they'd do that one for mine, but the country just got worse by that time. They was lucky, you see, with that one, that Cage Warriors, because that day the country was like, you have to shut all the pubs, all the clubs, um all the gyms, but it didn't happen until that day. So
Yeah,
they just about made it, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So, like they was lucky. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I haven't fought since September when I made my Bellator debut. So, I've been inactive. I wanted to fight. You know what I mean? It was
yeah. It's tough
just one of
times.
them.
It's one of the weird ones because, like, I've spoken to quite a few guys in this little quarantine session that we're having. So in South Africa, it's like lockdown. We're not really supposed to leave our houses except to go buy groceries, and that's
Yeah,
and like medical stuff, and that's it.
same.
Yeah, so it's been a bit strange. So I've had this time. I've been speaking to guys, and it's weird for fighters because I think fighters generally are quite hardy when it comes to these kind of hardships because you get injured, your opponent gets injured, things happen. But this is like everybody's in the same boat because it's completely out of your control. You've done the work, your opponent's done your work, and it's just this crazy thing that's come along and messed up all sorts of chaos and sports and fighting, and everybody's just sitting on the sidelines waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, no, man, it's a pain. I mean, I spent a lot of money that training camp. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of money and a lot of time. I mean, I train hard 3 times a day, 6 days a week. Um, you know, clean eating on my diet and all this, and then for it to be taken away from me, I know it's like I can't do nothing about it. It got took away from me, and I ain't made a single penny out of it, so I've lost a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's devastating for me at the minute, but I hope to be back as soon as possible, fighting again as soon as this is all over. I'll take a fight as soon as the week after it's all over because I'm staying ready. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
staying trained. Obviously, I ain't in no gym at the minute, but I'm still. Luckily, for once, the UK weather has been brilliant. For once,
at least there's that,
once,
bro.
like, I went for a run earlier and it was hot. You know what I mean? Burning my skin. I was like, whoa, the UK is never like this.
At least there's that, bro. At least there's that. At least you can go for a run, if nothing else. Get that tank sorted out before you get back in there. And
Exactly.
and what's the communication been like with Cage Warriors with regards to the fighters from your experience? Like, are they updating you guys, kind of saying just hang in there. We're looking at date X Y Z hopefully, or is it kind of just radio silence?
What do you mean as for the next time they got a show on?
Yeah, just are they staying in touch with you guys as fighters, like keeping you in the loop, or is it kind of just everyone just stay quiet until we back?
Yeah, well, I spoke to the matchmaker, Ian Dean, yesterday. They've got a secret location, like the UFC.
Yeah.
They've got a secret. They're going to be holding events at it, but they haven't got no date confirmed yet.
Okay.
I asked to be on the first one back. I was like, "Can I be on the first one back? I'll fight anyone." You know what I mean? He was like, "Yeah, yeah," but we ain't sorted out a date yet. So, the that's the only thing I've really chatted to him about, really.
Okay. Okay. So there's still some. That's interesting. That seems to be the talk of the town at the moment is secret locations and fight islands. Everyone's looking for one.
It's on Dana White's Island.
Well, they're looking for fighters, bro. Throw your name in the hat there. Maybe they'll stick you on Fight Island and see who survives. Say that again, bro. We didn't hear you.
I said, yeah, man, that's what I was thinking to start putting my name out for that, man, that island.
Yeah. It would be cool if they just stuck like 40 fighters on there and see who survives. You got to fight once a day and see who makes it out like Survivor, MMA Survivor. It'll be pretty badass. Bro, so obviously for those of you that are listening that don't know, you've signed to Cage Warriors now. That's your new home, closer to home. Just from your side, what was the material breakdown between yourself and the EFC? Like we've seen a lot of UK based fighters now with belts. Yourself, Joe Cummins, there, and not much coming back. And I mean, there's always three sides to a story. It's their side, your side, and the truth. So I mean, Graham was quite honest. He said there was a bit of contract negotiation or payment negotiation problems between the two of you guys, and so on and so on. So I'd just like to hear your side of how you went from coming here, taking a belt, going back home, and signing with Cage Warriors.
So basically, what it was is, you know, my last fight with EFC was April 2019.
Yeah,
Um, so straight after the fight, I wanted to fight like probably September time
yeah,
that year on EFC. They were struggling to get me matchups, so I had to take a fight elsewhere on Bellator. Oh shit! So I took a fight elsewhere on Bellator, and then I kept coming back to the EFC, and I was basically like, um, can you get me a fight? I want to fight on the December show, on the one what Drukas was on. I wanted to fight that December show. Could you get me a fight? Basically, they couldn't really get me a fight. And at the same time, I was getting offers off other promotions. I was getting offers off. I got a multi-fight offer off Brave. I actually got offered an immediate title shot at Cage Warriors for their flyweight title
sure.
on a multi-fight. And what it was is I took long to get back to him because I wanted to stay with EFC at first. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And stay with them and fight as their champion. I knew they was going through money troubles and so on. So then once the 2020 started, I was like, listen, can you get me a fight? I wanted to smash that Fahiz geezer, to be fair, because I can't stand him, bro. When he talks, he puts my head in that guy. Can't stand him.
yeah,
So I was like, yo, I'll even go up and fight Fahiz. And then I was in talks about that. And then what it was is they just took way too long to come back to me. And I was getting fight offers, and they were saying, "Look, listen, if you don't come back to us quick enough, Jake, I'm gonna have to give the fight to someone else." So I thought, what's best for me right now is I want to stay active. I'm young, and not just that. You can't tell what's gonna happen in a year or so's time. I might blow my knee out or something like that, and have to have a year off, or something might happen to me. So when I'm healthy and fit, I want to be competing often. You know what I mean?
sure.
At least 2 to 3 times a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, EFC was only getting me out once in 2019. I thought it would be good to put me in back quick in 2019, straight after I beat Zulu Boy, because I was riding a lot of momentum. You know what I mean? I was quite a big name in the EFC after beating Zulu. I mean, I was quite well known in Africa really after beating Zulu, so I thought it would have been clever of them to get me back in, but the wait, they took too long. I know they was going through money troubles, so maybe it's not really their fault. It's just something was come down on them. But I also need to stay active. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. I think that's quite a common problem with the EFC at the moment. Is international guys who have outside opportunities, want to stay active and take fights, and see how it goes from there. So, what what was the deciding factor for Cage Warriors? You said you had offers from the likes of Brave and stuff like that. So, what made you go with the Cage Warriors offer?
Well, like obviously, Brett, Cage Warriors is a good pathway to the UFC. I think 96 people have signed to the UFC from Cage Warriors. My teammate Joy Herbert has just signed to the UFC from Cage Warriors. He was the Cage Warriors champ. So it's a good pathway to the UFC. I think within 2 fights, 100% within 2 fights, I'll be in the UFC. For one, in my contract, it says once I win this fight, I'll get an immediate title shot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I was hoping to get at least 2 fights this year and then be in the UFC. You know what I mean? From this contract. So that's one of the reasons. Obviously, another reason is Cage Warriors is the biggest show in Europe. What does flyweights? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could talk about Bellator Europe being one of the biggest in Europe, but they don't have a flyweight division. That's the problem
Mm.
with Bellator. Like I fought on Bellator as a one fight deal because they didn't have no flyweight division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me and my opponent really are good enough to be signed to Bellator, or good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Cage Warriors is the biggest promotion in Europe. What does flyweights?
Okay.
Because KSW don't even do flyweights to my knowledge either.
Yeah, I think you're right there. So what do you think about the future of flyweights? Obviously, the Asian market, like One FC, there's a lot of attention on the smaller weight classes there. Um, some guys like Brave trying to develop. Obviously, Cage Warriors is still around. UFC seem to be kind of half in, half out. Seems to be a little bit more life there now. Guys like I think Cody Garbrandt was talking about he can make the cut down to 125. So there's a lot of ins and outs. So what is your personal take on it? Like, do you feel confident that you'll still be able to have a full-on career at flyweight?
Well, I believe so. I believe like I can get to the UFC from Cage Warriors into flyweight division in the UFC. Um, it's hard for us flyweights, I suppose, because we can't. It's harder for us to stay active
Yeah.
because there's not many people around for us to fight. Um, I mean, I could move up to bantamweight, no problem. I mean, I train with high level bantamweights and I hold my own. I'm talking like Bellator guys and people like that, and I hold my own. You know what I mean? So really I could move up to bantamweight and do well, but this is my natural weight. This is the weight I do my best work at the moment. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, in 3 years' time or 4 years' time, I might grow more, grow into my frame more, and I might be forced to move up to bantamweight. But at the moment, I make flyweight easy enough, and I think there is a future there at flyweight because of the UFC are signing people at the moment. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
they have been signing people and have been having flyweight fights, and I feel like if you put the right person in there, if they put me in there, I feel like I could sell the fights well with my personality. I could sell the fights well,
Okay.
and that's what they need. They need a good personality and a good fighter, and I feel like I'm both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
An exciting fight, not exciting. You know what I mean? They messed up with Zulu Boy. Really, Zulu Boy should have been signed to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's entertaining. I
Yeah.
mean, he's entertaining. Let's be real. Um, and he's got a good personality, like fight wise. And they've messed up with not signing him. You know what I mean? I don't know what they did there.
Yeah, I think there were other issues there. I think there was visa issues and those kind of things that happen in only the states, where it gets a little bit more
Yeah,
tricky.
that's as well with like EFCs. Like I've heard people say that many people signed to the UFC from EFC. I think that's probably wrong. It's probably just based on South Africa itself, innit? It's hard
Yeah.
to get visas. I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's just hard in general. I think, I mean, because you've been on the other side of it, to 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 fly people from a strange corner of the world to different parts of Europe and America is also not easy. And then the intricate visas and then the kind of things involved. And it's not only visas, and it's working and earning visas and stuff. So it becomes a long complication. I mean, you think about a guy like Zulu Boy when there's local flyweights in America. You know what I mean? When it stacks up against that, it becomes hard. So South Africans
Yeah,
really have to stick their hand up to get that deal signed with the UFC.
it's the same here in the UK. Really, I don't think it's as bad as South Africa or Africa,
Yeah,
but it is the same as well. They're going to choose an American over an English guy all the while. You know what I mean? So like that's why us UK guys have to make a big statement. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We have to go out and I mean realistically, my last two wins are against world champions.
yeah.
You know, and I did good performances on both of them. So realistically, I should already be in the UFC, and I would have been if I was an American guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's tough, but at least the road is long, and you still have a long way to go. The only other thing I wanted to ask you was, you put out a post. Still, you mentioned Faiz Jacobs earlier. Still, kind of sending that message. Is that something you're keeping in the background in case there's a possibility of you somehow coming back to fight him?
What you say so? Because you like you
Break up.
glitching.
I was just saying you still put out a post about Faiz Jacobs and you mentioned him earlier. Is that something you're still keeping in the back pocket in hopes that it might still be a possibility one day?
Well, I hope that would be a possibility one day. I'd love to smash that guy's face. You know what I mean? I can't stand him. You know what it was? Is I just went on that live that he was on, and I just can't stand him in it. So I just took the piss out of him for a bit. But I'd love to fight him. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon. But if it did, I'd be very happy.
He mentioned something about which I thought his response was you can't knock somebody out playing rubber guard or something like that. What would you respond to that?
He's the whitest in jiu-jitsu I've ever seen in my life. Like he has no grappling whatsoever. If I put him in a rubber guard, yeah, he couldn't even spell rubber guard. I'd fuck him up in there. You know what I mean? Like look what Zulu Boy was doing to him. He was mauling him. Zulu Boy was taking him down at will and out grappling him, easy work. Yeah. And Fahey's, his striking is just wild. You know what I mean? He's just wild. He's got power in his punches and kicks, I suppose, but he's wild. You know what I mean? Technically, I'm a way better striker than him. No one's actually seen my striking because I've never had to show it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I possibly wouldn't have to show it against him because he's so shit on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, I could jump guard and submit that guy. You know what I mean? That's how bad he is. He's terrible on the ground. So he shouldn't even be mentioning my name because realistically, I'll fuck him up. You know what I mean? He is just easy for me.
powerful. Mr. Hadley, we wish you all the best, buddy. I hope this stuff all gets sorted out and you get to where you need to be and those fights keep rolling in. We'll be watching closely. We enjoy watching your fights, man. Sad we didn't get to see you out here a
Yep.
little bit more, but it is what it is now, man. And good luck and stay safe, brother.
Yeah, thanks for that, man. I just want to say, like, I miss South Africa, man. I had such a good time in South Africa when I came over here before with Yannick when he fought Opperman.
Yeah,
And then I just came over here when I fought Zulu Boy. And South Africa is such a great place, man. The fans are so good, so nice and so good to me. Yeah, I know they give me some stick on social media a few times, but oh, get that. When I was out there in Africa, woo, they love me out there. So,
fantastic, man.
right,
Have a good one, brother. Stay safe, man.
Stay safe.
Ciao, brother.